I never thought I'd be the kind of person standing in a courtroom, fighting for my own child. But that's exactly where I found myself last year. My ex and I had been separated for over a year, and at first, we agreed to share custody. It was peaceful for a while. Then, out of nowhere, she filed for full custody. No warning, no discussion, just court papers at my door. At first, I thought there must be some mistake. We had our issues, sure, but I was a good parent. I never missed a weekend. I paid support on time. I called every night. I thought we were co-parenting just fine. But when I read the paperwork, my stomach dropped. She claimed I was violent, said I screamed at our kid, that I scared them. It felt like a punch to the gut. None of it was true. Not a single word. But the more I read, the more serious it got. She had dates, made up events, even listed a witness who supposedly saw me yelling in public. I was shocked. I didn't know what to do at first. Part of me wanted to give up. But then I thought about my kid and how unfair it was. I decided to fight. I hired a lawyer I could barely afford. He told me we had an uphill battle. Courts tend to side with the mother, he said, especially when she's accusing abuse. I understood, but I also knew I had nothing to hide. I had to prove she was lying. I needed evidence to do it, so I started gathering everything I could. Text messages, call logs, photos, voice recordings. I even got statements from friends who'd seen me with my child playing in the park, going to school events, just being a dad. I found old emails, where she thanked me for being such a great father. I held on to those like gold. The hardest part was facing my child. They didn't understand what was happening. All they knew was that I wasn't around as much. My ex had already started limiting visits before the court date. It's not safe, she told the judge. I wanted to scream. But I stayed calm. I had to. For my kid, court day came. My hands were shaking. I'd never been more nervous in my life. She walked in with confidence like she had already won. Her lawyer painted me as a monster. Said I had rage issues and was a threat to our child. I sat there, silent, listening to lie after lie. Then it was our turn. My lawyer stood up and began to speak. He played a voicemail where she had thanked me for watching our kid while she went on a date. He showed texts where she called me the most loving father. Her face changed. I saw it. She knew what was coming. Then came the witness, a mutual friend who used to babysit. She testified that my ex had asked her to lie. She wanted me to say I saw him yelling. The babysitter told the judge, but I never did. He was always calm, always gentle with his child. You could hear a pin drop in the courtroom. My ex's lawyer objected, tried to twist the story. But the judge wasn't buying it anymore. I saw doubt on his face. He started asking her questions, hard ones. Why do your texts say one thing, but your testimony says another? She stammered. I was scared, she claimed. He changed, but she had no proof of that. No medical records, no police reports, no school complaints, nothing. Just her word, and now, her word didn't mean much. The judge looked at both of us, then said, I need time to review this. We were told to come back the next week for his decision. That week was torture. I couldn't sleep, I barely ate. I just kept looking at photos of my kid, reminding myself why I did this. I wanted to protect them not just from lies, but from growing up thinking their dad didn't care. I had to win for both of us. When we returned to court, I braced for anything. The judge came in and went straight to the point. He said the evidence clearly showed intentional misrepresentation by my ex. He called her behavior deeply troubling. Then he said, custody will be returned to the father, effective immediately. I couldn't believe it. I looked at my lawyer. He smiled and patted my shoulder. I looked at my ex. She wouldn't meet my eyes. I didn't feel angry anymore. I just felt tired, relieved. I had won, yes, but it shouldn't have come to this. I just wanted to go home. With my kid. Now, we're rebuilding. Slowly. My child still asks questions I don't know how to answer. Why did I have to stay away? They ask. I just tell them. Some things were misunderstood. But I'm here now, and I'm not going anywhere. I mean it with all my heart. I learned a lot from that fight. About the system. About truth. About staying calm when everything inside you wants to explode. But most of all, I learned this. Lies don't last forever. If you stay steady, stay honest, and fight smart, you can win. I did, and I got everything back.